The moment you don't see coming isn't loud, it isn't dramatic. It is the soft internal thud of a weight finally settling into place, and the quiet, almost clinical realization that you have been carrying it for a very, very long time. Your physical body might be on a bus seat, a bed, a bathroom floor, anywhere mundane, but your consciousness is in a different dimension entirely, a silent, interior place where the architecture of your own resilience is being quietly assessed, beam by beam. If you have ever felt that internal, silent collapse, then you already know the psychology we are about to explore is not found in any textbook. It is etched into the quiet spaces between what you survived and who you had to become to do it.
And if you have lived through that moment even once, you know it does not break with a sound. It folds silently, as if the heart itself whispers, "I cannot hold all of these things at the same time." People who have gone through too much understand that whisper in a way others cannot. The strangest part is, you rarely realize you have become that person until life forces you to notice. Someone might look at you, perplexed, and ask, "Why are you so calm about things that should deeply bother you?" And you will not have an answer. It is not calmness, it is not peace. It is the quiet numbness that grows when a mind has been stretched far beyond what it was designed to process. It is the eerie stillness that happens when your emotions have run too many marathons without a single rest stop.
Most of the world believes resilience means strength, but for those who have gone through too much, resilience feels less like a noble virtue and more like a primal survival instinct, something you did because there was no other choice. And because of that, you carry a psychology others can sense, even if they cannot describe it. There is a gravity to you, a depth behind your eyes that feels older than your age, a soft, focused intensity in how you listen, as if you are hearing the spaces between the words, a palpable heaviness in how you pause before you answer even a simple question, as if you are weighing the history and potential consequences of every syllable. You learn, out of necessity, to fold your emotions into precise, compact shapes that can fit into the corners of your mind, just to keep functioning. You learn to keep walking, to keep showing up, even when your inner world feels like a perpetual, churning storm. This relentless adaptation creates something almost paradoxical. From the outside, you often appear wise, calm, mature, thoughtful. You seem like the one who has it all together, the stable rock in the river. But if anyone could open up your internal world, even for a moment, they would see the truth. This maturity was not earned through gentle guidance or gradual wisdom. It was forced, not developed, but extracted, not chosen, but required. Some people grow because they are nurtured. Others grow because life refuses to give them the version of childhood, or of youth, or of simple ease that everyone else seems to have received. And when you have lived through more emotional weight than your body and soul were ever meant to carry, something fundamental and structural happens to the very way your mind forms itself. Psychologists have a term for a part of this phenomenon: emotional overcompensation. When a nervous system has been flooded, overwhelmed, and stretched too many times, it begins to reorganize itself. Not perfectly, not gracefully, but desperately. It adapts through a state of hyper-awareness, a constant, subtle scanning of your environment for micro shifts in tone, expression, and energy. It adapts through emotional bracing, a preparing for impact even when the road ahead seems perfectly clear. It adapts by instinctively anticipating the worst-case scenario, not because you are pessimistic, but because your mind learned on a cellular level that uncertainty was synonymous with danger. So it built sophisticated, automated defenses you never consciously asked for. If you have ever wondered why you overthink every interaction, why you notice the slightest change in someone's tone of voice,
why you feel a visceral urge to prepare for problems that have not even happened yet. This is the origin.
These are not mere personality traits. They are survival traits, learned biological responses, psychological autopilot scripts now wired deep into the fabric of your nervous system. And even if you heal, even if you grow, even if you build a beautiful new life, remnants of those old defenses linger. Like the original weathered architecture underneath a renovated building, they forever shape the foundation. This relentless adaptation creates an invisible, unspoken curriculum. You earn a PhD in reading silence. You learn to sense the tension in a room a full minute before anyone else feels it. You learn to step around potential conflict the way someone steps carefully around broken glass, aware of every sharp edge. You know what it is like to calm another person's storm while your own heart is trembling inside you. You know how to make yourself quietly invisible in moments when attention feels unsafe. You know how to recover with startling speed from disappointment, because life never gave you the luxury of falling apart for long.
Research in developmental psychology and neuroscience shows us the precise mechanism. When a person experiences prolonged stress, uncertainty, or emotional overload, the brain does not simply break, it recalibrates. It becomes exquisitely, exhaustively sensitive to potential threat, more reactive to subtle cues, more attuned to patterns that others simply ignore. People might call this intuition or being highly sensitive, but for many, it is not a mystical sense. It is hard-earned pattern recognition, learned through sheer, brutal necessity. And within the core of all this fierce adaptation, a profound tenderness grows, a gentleness that comes from knowing what pain feels like, not as an abstract concept, but in the very marrow of your own experience. This tenderness is so often misunderstood as fragility or weakness, but if you have lived through heavy moments, you know the deeper truth. Softness does not come from having an easy life.
It is forged in a difficult one, a life that taught you empathy not through lectures, but through total immersion. A life that showed you firsthand and unforgettably that everyone is carrying something they are not talking about. This empathy creates a strange, beautiful, and heartbreaking contrast. You become the person who comforts others so naturally, so instinctively, that people never realize you have never truly been comforted in that way yourself. You understand the chaos in others because you have had to map, navigate, and understand your own inner chaos in ways most people never have to. You know how to give genuine warmth because you have lived through profoundly cold chapters. You know how to hold sacred space for someone because you have had crucial moments when no one held it for you. But behind all that profound empathy and strength hides something else. A deep, quiet, bone-level exhaustion. The exhaustion of someone who has been the strong one, the calm one, the understanding one, for far too long.
Not the kind you show the world, but the internal, soul-weary kind you carry alone. An exhaustion that does not always make you rest, but often makes you retreat. That is not healed by sleep, only by the rare and precious feeling of being truly, deeply understood. You become someone who can carry everything for others, except somehow yourself. Someone who can orchestrate care for others, but struggles to voice the simplest request for help. People often wonder why individuals like this become so fiercely emotionally independent, sometimes to the point of isolation. But this independence is not confidence, it is protection. It is a shield forged in necessity. It was the safest available option in a world that has felt unpredictably unsafe too many times. This, in turn, shapes your entire relationship with vulnerability. You do not avoid it because you dislike connection.
You avoid it because vulnerability has historically come with tangible consequences: disappointment, misunderstanding, abandonment, emotional imbalance. You learned early, perhaps too early, that opening up was not a reliably shared experience. It was a calculated risk. And so, you reveal yourself in careful layers, slowly, sparingly, not out of manipulation,
but out of a deep, hardwired, and logical need for self-preservation. You test the waters long before you consider swimming. Here is the foundational truth that changes everything. Nothing about this psychology is broken. Your reactions make perfect sense given your history. Your caution makes sense. Your depth, your vigilance, your quiet analysis, it all makes sense. Your mind is a master storyteller, and when it has lived through too many difficult, twisting chapters, the narrative it weaves becomes complex, nuanced, layered with meanings and subtext that others cannot see. You develop a relationship with reality that is both intensely intimate and strangely distant.
You feel everything deeply, sometimes too deeply, and yet you have also mastered the art of detaching from that very depth when it becomes overwhelming, a skill of sheer survival. Psychologists call this emotional duality. It is the ability to feel profound empathy for another while consciously suppressing your own vulnerability, to appear preternaturally calm while expertly navigating relentless internal storms. This is precisely why you might hesitate before embracing happiness. You analyze comfort before deciding to trust it. You quietly ask yourself, is this safe? Is this real? Even when things are genuinely good. Not because you are negative or broken, but because your nervous system has memorized a painful pattern. Good moments were too often followed by difficult ones. It has been trained to brace for the fall, even when the ground beneath you is finally, mercifully solid. It is a learned prophecy, not a desired fate.
Yet within this intricate, self-protective, and deeply intelligent system lies something breathtakingly beautiful and powerful. You are often the one who loves quietly, but with immense depth. You appreciate small, consistent kindnesses more than grand, fleeting gestures. You notice the details others forget, the weary look in a friend's eye, the unspoken worry in a pause. You cherish moments of pure, simple peace because you know intimately what chaos feels like. You have become a lighthouse, not because you are always shining brightly, but because you know every shade of darkness. Not because you are perfect and unbroken, but because your very presence feels like a guide. You offer warmth without expecting anything in return, because you know the value of that warmth in the cold. You carry, invisibly, a quiet grief for the versions of yourself you lost along the way. The one who trusted easily, the one who felt carefree, the one who believed help would always come. But you also, against all odds, carry their hope. That small, quiet, stubborn, persistent hope is the ember that keeps you moving forward, learning to open up again, courageously, not recklessly. You did not just go through too much, you grew through it. And that growth, however painful its origins, is now your quiet, unshakable power. You have become someone uniquely capable of building and nurturing a future far gentler than your past. Your mind is not a battlefield to be won. It is a testament, a living testament to everything you survived, everything you learned, and the profound, unkillable depth that can grow inside a person when life simply refused to be gentle.